Today I'm going to show you how to make a raspberry cream cheese pastry. These are very healthy dessert. I love making healthy desserts if possible for my family, just so that I can give them a special treat but also make sure that they're still getting nutrition. So I've started off with 2 cups of whole wheat flour, and I've already added in a half a teaspoon of sea salt. Now I'm going to mix in a half a cup of sucanat. Sucanat is an unrefined organic sugar that still has many nutrients left in it. You can use brown sugar if you want to. I just prefer to use sucanat if possible, but you can substitute brown sugar the exact amount if you want to. So a half a cup of sucanat, and since I've got my dry ingredients in, I'm going to go ahead and get those just mixed in. So just flour, salt, and the sugar. Now I'm going to mix in my liquid ingredients. This is a half a cup of melted butter, which is going to make these pastries very light and flaky. And of course, a 8-ounce package of cream cheese that is softened so that it'll stir in easily. And about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Alright, and we're going to just get this all stirred in to make a nice pastry dough. Okay, I've abandoned the spoon. I stirred it while I could. Then I laid this spoon aside. Now I've got my hands in it, because in order to get this pastry dough mixed thoroughly with the butter and the cream cheese, you really just have to work it with your hands to get all of it mixed in. So I'm just finishing up here with that. Then I'm going to go ahead and just move it over here to my countertop and keep working it till it's ready to roll out. Go ahead and cut. Okay, I've continued to work it on the counter, kind of like you're working with Play-Doh. You just kind of keep squishing it together, and eventually the pastry dough is going to be nice and moist and all mixed together and ready to roll out. I'm going to kind of get it into a nice ball, and then I'm going to sprinkle flour pretty liberally all over my workspace here. I don't want it to stick to the counter. And then I'm going to kind of roll it around in the flour just a little bit to keep the rolling pin from sticking. I'm also going to coat my rolling pin just a little bit with flour. I'm going to start rolling it out. We're going to work to get the dough pretty thin, maybe about a 1/4 inch thickness on our counter. I'm going to just kind of turn it here and there, making sure that I've got flour on it while I roll so that I don't have any problems with it sticking, or I will be frustrated. Okay, cut. Okay, I have my pastry dough all rolled out. It's about a 1/4 inch thickness, and as you can see, I'm not a perfectionist. I didn't make it an exact rectangle. It just kind of needs to be in the general vicinity of a rectangle. So now I have 100% fruit raspberry jam that I am going to spread all over our pastry. This is going to be our raspberry filling, and we're just going to spread it out all over the dough. Okay, the jelly is all spread on the pastry dough. I've got it just almost to the edges. You don't want it exactly on the edge because it's not necessary and it would just kind of ooze out. So I just kind of smushed and spread as I went. Now I'm going to start to roll up my pastry dough. It's a little tricky to get it started. Just kind of start on one end and knead it on the other end. Folded once, and we're going to go one more time. Till we get it there. Then I'm going to cut it off right there. Just going to kind of move that aside, and I'm going to start over here and do the same thing. Now that I have that, I'm going to use a sharp knife and just cut about, well, you can cut whatever size you want. I usually do about 1.5 inches little pastries. Just slice them up. Very simple to slice through. And you know, you may have to, when you're done, lick a little jelly off your fingers. It's not the worst thing I've ever done in my kitchen. Now it's time to get our pastries into the oven. So we put each little pastry onto a baking pan. I like to use baking stones. That's my favorite way to bake. We'll get them on there, and then I'm going to put them in a 375-degree oven for about 30 minutes. And while they're baking, I get to lick jelly off my fingers. Okay, our raspberry cream cheese pastries are finished. I'm going to pull them out of the oven and give them a try. They smell delicious. They are perfect golden brown. I love how they're all pretty and swirled with the raspberry jam in there. I'm going to get them on a serving dish, and we'll be ready to call the kids down to give them a try. Very good. Maybe I won't call the kids down to give them a try.